Selbstsicher zu sein und kompetent zu wirken sind extrem wichtige Faktoren für deinen beruflichen Erfolg, auch bei Präsentationen oder Verhandlungen oder Meetings und auch im privaten Bereich. Wenn du bei einem ersten Date bist oder generell die Führung übernehmen willst, ist Selbstsicherheit oft ein extrem wichtiger Faktor. Die vielen Leute, die dann aber irgendwie in eine selbstsichere Körpersprache gehen, um irgendwie groß zu wirken, wirken dadurch vielleicht aber eher lächerlich, fake, unsicher oder einfach irgendwie komisch. Dass du das nicht machst, werde ich dir in diesem Video einen Ausschnitt aus meinem Gespräch mit Joe Navarro, dem Körpersprachenexperte hinter Menschenlesen und Ex-FBI-Agent mitgeben, dessen Aufgabe es war, beruflich selbstsicher als FBI-Agent zu wirken. Nutze diese Techniken, vor allem auch zu Ende wird es extrem spannend, wo er zeigt, wie eben wir uns nicht zu groß machen sollen und dadurch eher unsicher wirken. Dazu dann am Schluss mehr. Schau dir gerne das komplette Video an mit Joe Navarro und mir im Gespräch.
I always remind people when we talk about the power of nonverbal communications, nonverbals is the only means of communication that arrives at the speed of light. Sound arrives at the speed of sound, which is a lot slower. And so the advantage begins much earlier with the visual. In our neighborhood, not too long ago, there was a tree, very dry tree that caught on fire because it was next to the electricity wires. And everybody was relieved the minute we saw the firemen, right? There's the healer. Yes. And as soon as they got out, the first thing they said, yes, please, everybody back out. Everything's going to be fine. Everybody seemed to just calm down. And that's something that, we can use in business every day. We can use that in our own personal lives. In a way, it's magical in that it's not easily explained, and yet it works really well, and it works often. So why not? Yeah. I remember when I first came into law enforcement, and certainly when I came into the FBI, and I began to see how the older FBI agents behaved. And they were very confident, very self-assured, and so forth. And you realize, well, there's a benefit to that, because you don't want to arrive at a bank robbery and you're more nervous than the people in the bank. You have to be very, very in control of your emotions. And so you begin to shape your own behavior so that you begin to believe and internalize that I've got this, I can control this, I can help these people. There's a mission that I must perform. So I don't think it's fake. I watch, for instance, in the military, when I was a SWAT team commander, we trained with the famous German GSG-9. And one of the things you learn around the world is that people in law enforcement have a certain way they move and they carry themselves. If I were to take a corporal, the lowest rank in the United States military, and a general, put them side by side, but look at them from behind in the same uniform, you can tell who the general is by their behavior. Now, did they become that? Or is that fake? No, I think nonverbals help us to become that person that we want to be, right? I was just giving a lecture the other day, and I was talking about, I do a lot of consulting with CEOs, and one of them is very young, and was using his hands, but he was doing this, and he looked like an upside down egg beater, because his hands were doing this. And I said, do you realize how distracting that is? right? And do you realize how ineffective it is? And he said, no, I didn't realize that. And I said, it is. What if you were to take those behaviors and slow them down, but just change how you use your hands to talk about things, concepts, and you say, well, is that fake? No, it's just a different way of communicating that is more effective. I can do this, I can do this, and be more effective than have my hands doing this. And so I think sometimes we have to adopt the behaviors that help us, which then in turn help others. So if somebody is looking to Joe Navarro to be confident at this moment in time, then I have to provide that. When you join the military, you have to adopt the character of that military, that you're going to stand straight, that you're going to salute in a certain manner, that you're going to look people straight in the eye, that you're not going to look away. That's what gets the job done. So I think in life, we have to adopt those things that are both powerful and that have been proven to get things done. Otherwise, we're going to struggle and we're just going to have to, reinvent what's already been established. We're primates and we try to look like silverbacks. One of the things that I teach is that you don't have to puff out your chest. Very, very confident people don't have to do that. One of the easiest ways to establish confidence is by how we carry ourselves, very comfortable, but how and where we look, right? So some people think, well, you stand up and, you don't need to do that. If you need to do that, you're not confident. you need to buy lessons on confidence. It's how we look, how long we can look. It's how we smile. It's how we engage with others. It's how even in the most strenuous of circumstances, like standing in front of an audience, we can cross our legs and engage the audience, tilt our head and demonstrate that we're comfortable. Confidence, there's an umbrella of everything that falls under comfort. Confidence is one of them. If you have to stand erect, puff your chest out, that actually falls in the other category, which is lack of comfort. And so truly confident people smile a lot. They gesture freely. They look wherever they want. They're not intimidated. They can talk with a soft voice, right? The person that has to shout to get noticed, they lack confidence. If I want to command, and I've done it, if I want to command a 2,000 seat arena, all I have to do is lower my voice and say, listen to me. Just listen to me. You can't do that if you don't have confidence. If you lack confidence, now you have to listen to me, right? Up here. And that's the difference, is people think they know what they need to do to be confident, when in fact, they've got it all wrong. They're modeling on the wrong thing.
Das Paradoxe ist also, du wirkst am selbstsichersten, wenn es dir quasi egal ist. Nicht irgendwie selbstsicher ankommen zu müssen, sondern wirklich sowohl in dir eine gewisse Gelassenheit zu tragen, die dann nach außen ausstrahlt, weil du dir deines Wertes und deiner Sicherheit und deiner Kompetenz auch bewusst bist und tatsächlich trotzdem auch die körpersprachlichen Merkmale zu nutzen, die eben Kompetenz und Selbstsicherheit vermitteln, weil es die anderen dann oft in diesen Situationen auch brauchen. Und dann schau dir natürlich auch gerne das Buch Menschen lesen von Joe Navarro an und auch sein neuestes Buch Sei außergewöhnlich, wo es darum geht, wie du von der Persönlichkeit als auch von der Ausstrahlung noch selbstsicherer und charakterstärker wirst. Viel Spaß damit und viel kommunikativen Erfolg.